BBC News. Hello, I'm Moira Alderson. Queen Elizabeth has greeted G7 leaders meeting in Britain on the first day of a summit focused on the coronavirus pandemic. Britain's Prime Minister Boris Johnson said the leaders had to learn the lessons of the pandemic and build back in an equitable manner. The heads of government have so far pledged 1 billion vaccine doses for poorer countries. More from Rob Watson.
Through the photo ops and through the sound bites, you have the impression that this is a group of leaders stressing the need for a return to multilateralism after the Trump years, where the United States clearly wanted to go it alone. But exactly what that's going to mean in terms of fighting COVID, fighting climate change, I think you just won't be able to judge until sometime after the summit. But it's not by accident that while in this beautiful corner of the world, they've come to somewhere called the Eden Project, which is the world's largest indoor rainforest, to make the point about climate change and to make the point about the need to conserve the world that's around us.
The Euro 2020 football tournament has begun in Rome, with Italy recording an emphatic victory in the opening match. A 3-0 win over Turkey marked the start of the biggest international sporting event since the outbreak of the pandemic. These fans at the Stadio Olimpico were jubilant.
This match is beautiful because Italy win, and beautiful because it's the first time at the Olympic Stadium after the coronavirus.
I think the best team won. I bought the tickets 2 years ago on the UEFA website. Had to wait all this time, but it was worth waiting for.
Oh, that was the best thing. We were so happy to start to live again, and of course this mask we couldn't take off, but at least we got out and we enjoy again to stay together.
A teenage girl in the United States whose video of the killing of George Floyd spurred global protests against police brutality has been awarded a special citation at the Pulitzer Prizes. Darnella Frazier was recognised for her courage.
The Pulitzer Prize Board is pleased to award a special citation to Darnella Frazier for courageously recording the murder of George Floyd, a video that spurred protests against police brutality around the world, highlighting the crucial role of citizens in journalists' quests for truth and justice.
The footage recorded by Ms Frazier, which showed the white former police officer Derek Chauvin kneeling on Mr Floyd's neck for more than 9 minutes. After the video went viral, huge demonstrations against racial inequality erupted around the world. Sources have told the BBC the British government is considering a delay of up to 4 weeks to the final lifting of coronavirus restrictions in England, which was due in 10 days' time. There's growing concern about rapidly increasing cases of the Delta variant, first identified in India, which is both more infectious and more likely to put people in hospital. World News from the BBC. The US Justice Department has begun an investigation into reports that officials under Donald Trump forced Apple to hand over phone records of leading Democrats and journalists. The department's Inspector General said it would review the issuing of subpoenas to the tech giant. Colombia's Culture Ministry has removed from public view statues of Christopher Columbus and Isabella of Castile after indigenous groups tried to pull them down. The authorities said the move was aimed at protecting the bronze statues, which have been on display in the capital, Bogotá, for more than 100 years. Our America's editor is Leonardo Rocha.
The attack against Christopher Columbus was carried out by the Misak indigenous community. And these two historical figures, they are symbols for those people of the Spanish colonization and destruction of their culture. Isabel was known as the Catholic Queen. She is the one who sponsored with her husband the Columbus expedition, which led to the discovery of the Americas by the Spanish. So that marked the beginning of the colonization. So there were obvious symbols, and there have been other attacks against especially the statues of Columbus in other parts of Latin America.
Several diplomats from Malawi have been expelled by South Africa after they were found guilty of selling duty-free alcohol. They're the latest to be declared persona non grata, following reports that envoys from several African countries were engaged in the activity. On Thursday, Lesotho's representatives were kicked out. Sony Music has cancelled the debts of thousands of artists who signed to the record label before the year 2000. It means many will, for the first time, receive royalty payments for their recordings. Sony said it could not name the acts due to confidentiality agreements, but a source said it would include household names. Musicians typically take on debt when they first sign to a record label. That's the latest BBC News.